Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Hello, and welcome to episode number 60 of the Wellness for Women show. And today's episode is on stepping out of your comfort zone in life and weight loss. So, fear, the final frontier. We are the voyagers on the journey of life, the mission to explore new, more empowering ways to live our lives and to lose weight, to explore ourselves and to seek out the real truth and to boldly take action and go where none have gone before. A geeky Star Trek reference, and I am loving it. I don't actually really watch Star Trek, but for some reason these things come to my mind a lot when I'm writing these shows. Anyway, fear can be a powerful force and a saboteur that stops us from achieving our goals. Our subconscious, in her infinite wisdom, is constantly trying to keep us safe. She wants us to stay in our comfort zone, to keep the status quo, to stay safe and secure. It's her job, and she's bloody good at it. Little does she know, though, that she is sometimes just too damn good at that job and doing us a disservice by preventing us from growing, learning and becoming the true version of ourselves where we can reach our full potential. And so today, on today's show, I'm going to be talking about stepping out of your comfort zone and breaking free from the limitations and barriers that are keeping you stuck and in the same place. So as usual, let me know what your takeaways are from the group, from the episode in the group. Leave me a #Chem plus your comment. Likewise, got a question. The group is the place to be for community and support. Super quick hello, of course, as usual from me, Faye. I'm life and weight loss coach specialising in helping women to work out and work on life and weight loss with self-love and compassion so you can find more joy in the process. And if you want to find out how you can work with me, you just need to check out the description bar. So ladies, this is a safe space. A safe space where you can tell me in the chat what your fears and worries are, and they can be life and they can be weight loss related, as at the end of the day the two knock into each other. So don't be shy, we all have fears, it's okay to admit it. So talk to me ladies, let's dig in and get cracking and burst through the things that are holding you back right now. So I wanted to, whilst you do that, I want to start off with a share of my own because I want you to feel comfortable. And so it's all about facing my fears as well. And so I've worked on a number of fears through my weight loss journey, through my life coaching journey, and now into my belief coding journey as well. But the most prevalent one for me, which still runs through pretty much on a daily basis, is the fear of failure. Because I'm a recovering perfectionist over here. And before I started my weight loss journey, I would fear failure so much that I wouldn't even try. And when you think about it, and when I look back, it was completely illogical. The underlying dialogue going on in my head was that, well, if I don't start, I can't fail. And I did this for years, but I didn't realise at the time that what this meant was that I was failing ahead of time by not trying at all, ultimately. But I faced my fears, most of my fears. Doesn't mean to say that I don't still have them, doesn't mean that they don't come up, but at least I look at them and I do work on tackling them. And so, I've been fearful that I wouldn't lose weight, that I would never be successful. I've never been successful at it before, so why would I be this time round? I'd worry about work. I'd worry about getting into trouble and saying something or doing something wrong that would cause a major complaint or a claim against our company. I have avoided relationships for fear of getting hurt. I was fearful when I started my business that nobody would be interested in what I had to say, whether I would get trolled, whether people would like me, whether people wouldn't value my services. And I feared that I was a bad mother and that I was not giving my daughter all that she needed. And ultimately, I could go on and on. There's been so many fears and worries over the years. It used to eat me all up inside. I'd often wake up at night and I'd struggle to get back to sleep, replaying conversations and scenarios over and over in my head. And I would worry and get intrusive thoughts constantly about life, love, weight loss, work. It was just exhausting. And as a result, I would stay in my comfort zone and I played small. I played small for 40 years, just so that I could slip under the radar. I people pleased, I tolerated, I hid, and ultimately I suffered as a result. So what changed? How did I bust through my fear? Well, I started to edge out of my comfort zone. I started to look at my life in a different way, and I began to challenge those limiting beliefs and those stories that I told myself. And the ones, really dug into the ones that weren't true and weren't serving me. And before my journey, even the thought of fear, or when I failed at something, it was like an endpoint. That was just it. It was finite. There was no going past go, no collecting $200. And I would think things like I was dumb and I was useless and I was not good enough and I was broken and I was stupid, a failure, and I just couldn't see past that. However, I actively work really, really hard nowadays on the language that I use, what I use with myself, because I'm all about that self-love and compassion. And I focus on trying to see the learning and the learning points instead of the failure. And I started to identify all the things that were actually going well and but then also looking at what I could do differently next time round and how I could regroup, bounce back, as I vowed to never give up. And I learned through the weight loss process that failure is only feedback and is a learning opportunity. And it made me realise that failure was actually okay, because often it meant I was pushing myself. It meant that I was trying, at least. It meant that I was working on something. And it meant that I was growing as I was edging myself out of that comfort zone, out of the safe zone that was keeping me stuck and doing my best in any given moment. And it was finally time for me to take ownership of my life and everything in it, to then work on claiming what it is that I wanted and who I wanted to be. And one of my coaches used to say, if you don't feel a little sick, are you even growing? Now, personally, I absolutely hate feeling sick. So it's not the best thing for me to want, really. And I could tell you a whole different story about how that came to be and how I did a belief coding session on myself on that recently. Let me know if you want to know more about that. I'll do a post on it in the Wellness for Women group. But I get the sentiment. Behind it, that staying in the safe zone, staying in the comfort zone, it's going to be comfortable, but it could be holding you back. So, moving into weight loss and the comfort zone. How does stepping out of your comfort zone impact your weight loss or your well-being or your wellness, whatever it is that you're trying to work on? So again, I did an interesting belief coding session on myself this week. You're going to have to bear with me, because if you're not used to this modality, it might all sound a bit unusual. But I wanted to explore where I was at with my weight loss. So a little backstory, I've had a partial regain and I've been trying to figure out why, what can I do about it, and whether I even want to. So when I started my weight loss journey, I set a goal, as you do. To be honest, it was just a figure that I plucked from thin air. I wanted to lose 70 pounds, and I had no idea at that point in time what 70 pounds off would look like or how I would feel when I got there. Was it realistic for me, my life, my body? And at the start of my journey, when I was setting that goal, the number on the scale was all that I cared about. It was all that I knew at that point in time. It was just about the numbers on the scale. And as a result, there was, in the early days, a lot of scale drama. And I still had that diet thinking, that thinking of, I've been good all week, why hasn't the scale moved? I would have shame when I had a weight gain, and I would think I wasn't doing enough to move the needle, and it would all be about me as a person rather than a factual exploration of the situation. And as I started to let go of that diet thinking, which is all about weight and really only weight and in and outs and all this kind of thing, I started to move more into focusing on the process. Had I shown up for myself in the way that I wanted to? If not, why not? What could I learn, and how could I push myself and level up And how could I step out of that comfort zone? Just a little, just enough to edge the needle. Nothing too shocking, nothing to make me run and hide back into my comfort zone, but just that little 1% level up and that little action step. And I did this for my life goals and my weight loss goals. And I started to notice patterns. So in my weight loss, there was connections to my hormones. And I just started to work on being compassionate with myself. And this is when my weight loss really started to move, as I started to let go of that drama. And so again, I didn't do anything drastic. I didn't do any drastic weight loss programs. I continued to use intuitive eating techniques because I was, and still am, done with calorie counting, points and buying products and any other methods that have left me feeling miserable over the years. Frankly, getting too old for that shit. I am all about trying to find my joy, but joy in also achieving what I want to do and where I want to be. So I hit my goal. And I was like, yes, I finally made it. £70 off. I've hit my goal. This is amazing. I'm amazing. I'm exactly where I want to be. I've hit my goal. I was doing lots of self-development and driving in my life, and I had great routines that served me, and I had a purpose, which was to help others find their purpose and joy through the weight loss process and to ditch the diet drama, and I was free. So what changed? Because I still have these things. Well, maybe a few of the habits have obviously dropped by the wayside along the way as my life's changed, and I've had to, and I'm in the process of trying to figure out how that all fits together again now, because that is the beauty of weight loss with love. It's about having compassion for yourself and where you are at that moment in life, because life changes. And this is why life and weight loss will always go hand in hand and together, and why you can't work on one of them alone. Because if it was just as simple as eating a certain way or moving a certain way, at the end of the day, we'd all be doing it because it would be easy, and it's not, because of how it fits with our life. So what did change? How all of a sudden did I have this regain? I had it all. So cue some more fear and judgment thoughts. No, oh my God, I'm going to regain it all. I've lost control again. I'll never lose it again. I've set myself up as a weight loss coach, but now I've gained weight. This is a disaster. How embarrassing. You can imagine the thoughts that have gone through my head, because at the end of the day, these are automatic thoughts. I can't stop my thoughts from coming. But what I can do is I can catch them, I can reframe them, and I don't have to listen to them. So I can ditch the drama. And even that in itself is starting to push yourself out of that comfort zone, because maybe comfort zone is doing everything that you've always known and just sticking with it. But anyway, cue sabotage, cue my dear subconscious brain coming back, saying, come back inside. It's nice here. Have some chocolate. Here's a blanket. Have a lie down. Stay safe. We don't want to go back out there and do these things. Don't you remember that weight loss is hard? So this is the context I've been finding myself in, with this little internal chatter going on because of this partial regain, which at the end of the day doesn't, and it isn't a big deal. At the end of the day, I can figure out why I've had this regain. I can figure out what I want to do about it. I can figure out whether I want to do anything about it. And what I'm realizing even more as more and more every show that I write really is that I'm not the person that I was when I set that £70 target. I'm far from it. And each show I write, each person I talk to, each member meeting I hold, each conversation with my accountability partners, friends, family, each journal session, each belief coding session changes me, and it changes my perspective. So I haven't actually weighed myself for about 3 months. It's been very sporadic. I keep forgetting, mostly because, like I say, weight, that physical number on the scale, is not as important to me as it once was. I do know that I would still like to lose the weight that I've gained back on and get back down to, so I got down to below 150 pounds. And I know that I can do it because I've done it before. I know that my method works and it will work. And I know that it doesn't have to be hard and that it can be easy. But then you start to think, well, why the hell am I not doing it? And again, it's that judgment and shame spiral. So I've been journaling on it. I've got coached on it. And there's various theories that I've got that I'm playing about with. But this is the beauty of intuitive eating, mindfulness and life coaching. You're not just trying to knuckle your way through on some kind of fixed diet program and wondering why the hell you can't stick to it and just beating yourself up. We can figure this shit out. And as Marie Forleo says, and I truly believe it, everything is figure-outable. I linked the book in the description because it really is a really good book, and so you should go check it out. And figure it out, I will. And this is my one constant. This is what I constantly come back to and I will not waver from, and I would encourage you to do the same. If I want something, I believe that I can have it. I just need to figure out who I want to be and set myself tasks, small, doable action steps to making it happen. So anyway, going back to this belief coding session that I did on myself. So you start by identifying the discomfort. So easy peasy, weight gain. And the negative belief was, I won't be losing it again. I won't be able to lose it again. And so as part of this process, your mind shows you what we call reflections, which are little snippets of your subconscious. So sometimes it can be an actual memory or an event. Other times it's a feeling. Other times it's a story or a metaphor. But the key is just to trust the process. So I want you to trust the process when I tell you my tale. It's your subconscious's way in tapping into showing you exactly what you need to see, and it will show you nothing more and nothing less than what you need to see and hear, and what you can and can't handle, what you can handle, should I say. So I get this vision come to my mind, random as it sounds, that I'm in the womb. There you go. Clear as day. It's like I'm a baby in the womb. I feel warm and I feel safe. So I'm in my safe space, right? And so I can hear my mum on the outside of my womb space saying that she's not ready. I'm not due yet. So another very quick backstory. My mum went in for a checkup, went into labour. A couple of hours later, voila, I had arrived. So anyway, there was then another series of memories and flashbacks where I was in my comfort zone and holding myself back each time, believing that I couldn't do something, that I wasn't ready. And the aim when you're working through belief coding is to make each reflection feel 10 out of 10. So you're effectively healing your subconscious and the trauma that it had in that moment. So for me, belief coding is thought reframing like we would do consciously in life coaching, but on steroids. And I then coded in my belief. And this is the beauty. This is all still percolating through me. Even today, as I write about this, or when I was writing about this, and even as I'm delivering this, I'm continuing to gather that awareness, which of course is a big part of the AAA Way program. It's about gathering that awareness. And then once you've got the awareness, stepping into action and then holding your tootsies to the fire as you get it done. But the realization was through this process that I had reverted to that comfort zone. I've been taking safe actions that keep me safe, but also unmoving. So I'm not stretching myself. I'm not perhaps, I could say, trying as hard as I could be. But again, even that doesn't, it's all about working on your language so that doesn't feel icky. If it makes it feel hard or you feel restricted, then we need to work on the language that you're using with yourself. And the thing is, you can feel very busy in that safe zone. It can feel like you're doing all the things as life continues on, but we can also get busy doing things that aren't really moving us forward. And so the next part of my journey is to figure out if I want to step out of my comfort zone, and if so, what action steps do I want to take with love and compassion, and how can I make them happen? And I said, this is the beauty of Weight Loss with Love and the AAA Way processes. There is no right or wrongs, and there are no rules unless I want to set boundaries with love. And so again, I would encourage you to look at, what rules are you setting in your life, and are they being set with love? Can you honour them? Are you honouring yourself in setting them? And because all we're doing is ultimately making decisions about, again, who we want to be, and then you're setting sail on that journey to make it happen. And we work on accepting that there are going to be detours, but never losing sight of that destination of who you want to be. Now, as for me, I will keep you updated as to how I am getting on. But if you want to walk alongside me whilst I do it, then of course sign up for the membership list. I would love to have you with me as we navigate our life and weight loss journeys together with love, compassion, and all the lifetime coaching tools that I can give you. And I want to, as I said at the start, before I started recording, I want to offer you some growth work and leave you with some journal prompts. So here they are. Are you currently in your comfort zone? Are you currently sticking with the same old because it's what you know? And if so, are you happy there? And if not, why not? And are you ready to stick a toe out of that comfort zone? And if so, what would that look like? And who can help you to make that happen? Are you currently in your comfort zone, sticking with the same old because it's what you know? If so, are you happy there? And if not, why not? Are you ready to stick a toe out of the comfort zone? What would that look like? And who can help you make that happen? So let me know in the chat what you come up with, what you find. Let me coach you on that. Anyway, wrapping up for this evening, fear can be a powerful force that keeps us from achieving our goals and achieving success, especially in the area of weight loss. But by recognizing your fears, understanding them, using practical strategies to confront them, you can step out of that comfort zone and create lasting transformations. And the key is to take action with love and compassion for yourself whilst trusting the process as you move forward towards your desired outcomes. You've got the potential and knowledge within. Never ever forget that. And you can overcome your fears, your obstacles, your whatever's holding you back right now, your limiting beliefs, and step out of that comfort zone to make the positive changes for your life. Okay, as usual, folks, that is it. Don't forget to check the description for all the relevant links. Reach out in the Wellness for Women community. And if you need help figuring out the life and weight loss process with more joy, you know where I am. And I will see you all next week. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.